Hello, my little mathematicians. Today we're going to be exploring area and perimeter of parallelograms. We're going to do that by looking at worksheet D-54. When you do these, I want you to show your work on a separate sheet of paper, title it that it's D-54, number each of your problems, and each time you do it, please write out the formula each time, and then hopefully you'll have it memorized by the end of this unit because we're going to be using multiple formulas. So hopefully, like if you write out the formula each time, then you'll memorize the different ones. Neatly show what numbers you plugged into your formula, and then box your final answer. Don't forget your units. Area is always units squared, and then perimeter is singular units. Then don't forget to fill out your riddle at the bottom as a way of checking your answer. And if you miss any, please reattempt them. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do numbers 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with you. Okay, so for number 5, it's a parallelogram. So area equals base times height. There's your formula. And there's a lot of numbers here. So your base and height is always connected. If you look at that little box right here at that right angle, it connects your height to your base. So right here for this one, this connects your height to your base. And technically, like, this isn't part of the shape. This is the perpendicular height. And just like this isn't really like part of the outside shape. This is on the inside. This is the outside of it. And this is the actual base length right there. For this one, there's your box. So that would be your height. That would be your base. Here's the box. That would be your height. That would be your base. And that base is the same as this one. So this base is 5.1, and then your height would be 3.2. Okay. I think it's helpful to always like highlight that, and it just draws attention. So then you know, let's go back to number 5. We don't know the area. We're trying to find it. But now I know that my base right here, it's highlighted in pink. That little box connects your base to your height. My base is 9.3. So I'm going to plug that in for B. My height is this 4.2. So I'm going to plug that in for my H. Okay, now I just take my calculator and I type in 9.3 times 4.2. And I get an area of 39.06. Always look at the directions. Like, does it tell you to round? It doesn't. So then I just leave it like that. But I want for my final answer to have units. It was centimeters. Is it centimeters or centimeters squared? Area is always square units. So 39.06, go ahead and find that down here. And you'll see that it's right there. So I'm going to cross it off. But I also wanted to find the perimeter of that shape. The perimeter is along the outside of the shape. Okay, so it doesn't include this height. For a parallelogram, opposite sides are both parallel and equal. So this side is equal to this side, and this side is equal to this side. So I just go around the outside. That's what the perimeter is. It's add up all the outside edges of your figure. So right here, you have the 6.5 plus the 9.3 plus this 6.5 plus this 9.3. Some people like to go around the shape as they go, and some people like to go, okay, there's 6.5, there's two 6.5s, and there's two 9.3s. Okay, however you want to do it, just note that you're going to type them all into your calculator. I like to go 6.5 times 2 and find that amount, plus 2 times the 9.3, find that amount. Okay, so I did 2 times 9.3, 2 times 6.5, and now I'm just going to add those two numbers together. And that equals my total sum, 31.6. It's always helpful to estimate and make sure that your answer makes sense. So just kind of round it. Like this is 6.5 and 6.5. So think of it as like 7-ish and 9-ish. So that would be 18 plus 14. Yeah, 18 plus 14-ish. Okay, so my answer makes sense. My units were centimeters. If it's perimeter, it's singular centimeters. If it's area, it's centimeters squared. The reason for that, if you're curious, when you add like terms, you keep the last name the same, so to speak. So you were adding 13 centimeters plus 18 centimeters, it stays centimeters. Here you're multiplying them. So you get centimeters times centimeters, which becomes centimeters squared, just in case you were wondering of why that is. Okay, so I found both the area and perimeter for number 5. So let's do the same thing for number 6. The area is still base times height because it's a parallelogram. And yes, I want you to write the formula out for your areas each time because eventually we're going to be learning a lot of different formulas. So get in the habit of writing it out. Your base right here for this one I highlighted is 0.7 and my height is right there, the 1.8. Go ahead and type that into your calculator, 0.7 times 1.8, and you get 1.26. And this time we were talking about meters. So it'd be meters squared. So let's go ahead and find the 1.26. And when you find that, go ahead and cross it off. And then we also forgot to cross off this one, the 31.6. So when you find the 31.6, cross it off as well. Okay, I need to find the perimeter of this shape. So that's the outside edges. So you have 2, and remember, this isn't actually part of the shape. That's why it's dashed. The solid is the outside of the shape. So it's 2, 2, 0.7, and 0.7. So you have 2 0.7s and 2 2s. Well, I know that 2 times 2 is 4. I don't need to type that in. But 0.7 times 2 is 1.4. So go ahead and add those two numbers together, and you get 5.4 meters. So just meters for my units, right? Okay, that was 5 and 6. I just need to cross off the 5.4 down below. I'm not filling anything out down here. This is left for once you cross everything out, then you fill this out with whatever's left. Okay, so I can't fill this out till I finish all the problems. Number 7 says the base of a parallelogram is 10. Okay, so base is 10 inches. The height is 2 more than what? 2 more than half of the base. Well, the base is 10, so that means that the height is half of 10 plus 2. Well, half of 10 is 5 plus 2, and 5 plus 2 is 7. So that means that the height is equal to 7, and the base is equal to 10. So when I want to find the area equals base times height. So I'm going to go base is 10, height is 7. And 10 times 7 is 70. It was talking about inches, so it's inches squared. It's really helpful if you label and write out what it is that they gave you. Okay. 70 inches squared is right there. So I'm going to cross that off. Then they also wanted you to find the perimeter of these ones. You don't necessarily need to find the perimeter of these. So let's do number 8. Number 8 says the height of a parallelogram is 4.5. The base is twice the height. Okay, and the height was 4.5. So twice of the 4.5. Well, 2 times 4.5 is 9. So that means that I have a base length of 9 and a height of 4.5. So my overall area formula is base times height, and they said the base is 9 and the height is 4.5. So let's go ahead and multiply those two. You have 40.5, and this was talking about what unit for number 8? It was talking about centimeters, so centimeters squared. Go ahead and cross that off, 40.5. right there. Okay, and then finally, the last one we're going to do together is number 9. Number 9 says the area is 60. The height is 5. How long is the base? Well, the formula is area equals base times height. The area is 60. We don't know the base, but we know that the height is 5. So 60 equals 5b. Well, how do you solve for b? 5 times what is 60? We'll divide by 5 to figure that out, right? Those cancel, and you get 1, because 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1 times b is just b. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. So I divided this side by 5, and 60 divided by 5 is 12. Now, just like with perimeter, you're finding a singular length, so it's going to be just the singular unit of feet, not feet squared, but just feet, because you're finding the base length. So go ahead and cross off the 12 feet. Now, just to double check, if you're supposed to find the area for these and the perimeter, then that would mean that you would need to have 20 crossed off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I just wanted to double check for you. You're only finding the area and perimeter for numbers 1 through 6. 7 through 10, you're just solving for what they say. Okay, so again, 1 through 6, you're finding the perimeter and area. 7 through 10, you're just solving for whatever they say. So this one said, find the area. That's what I did. This one said, what's the area? That's what I did. This one said, how long is the base? So that's what I did. I didn't have to do area and perimeter for these guys. All right. And then again, once you finish all the rest of the problems, you're going to be crossing off your answers as you go. And then whatever's left remaining, that's how you fill out the riddle. Please write out your formulas each time and show, like right beneath it, what did you plug in for each variable? You got this.